Hello one and all, and welcome to the final day of the Too Many Types Magic Only playthrough. But before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, thanks. On day 5, we enter Victory Road and head to the Elite Four. We begin our Victory Road journey by challenging Wally. Wally has mastered the gender type, which I think he's trying to tell me something by, and if so, good for you, Wally. Wally opens with Rapidash and uses trans rights to get a boost in special attack, defense, and speed. But he can't really make use of it before Rapidash goes down. Violet comes out next, and I switch to Venomoth and learn just how crazy Leech Life is in Pokemon. Next comes Roserade, who goes down to one Mystical Fire. Gallade is sent out next and nearly takes out Cersei, so I switch to Nimi, who can take out Gallade. Wally's final Pokemon is Sylveon, and he falls to the Moth. After that fight, I was a bit worried I had brought myself to the level cap too early, and the fight to the champion would be way too easy. But I can't turn back time, so I decided to continue forward through Victory Road. As a kid, Victory Road was like a labyrinth that felt impossible to get out of. As an adult, it barely took me like 20 minutes. And most of the time was just battling trainers. I was still really proud of it because it had been a minute since I've gone through an actually challenging Victory Road and not just a straight line. After stocking up on healing items and going to the Pokemon Center, my Elite Four challenge began. The first member of the Elite Four is Sydney. Sydney is a silly guy who has mastered the silly type. He opens with Spinda, who tries to confuse the Moth but fails and eventually falls. Next is Mr. Rhyme, who goes to about half from Ember before putting him to sleep. Twilight then comes out and takes out Mr. Rhyme, and we realize Silly is weak to gender. Twilight is then able to take out both Dracofish and Whaleren. Then he sends out his final Pokemon, Phalanx, who is one of my favorite Pokemon, so with a single tier, I also take out Phalanx and defeat Sydney. After Sydney, we challenge Phoebe. Phoebe is a hardcore gamer girl. She has mastered the gamer type and is gold in Overwatch 2. She opens with Sableye, who falls quickly to Nimi. Next comes Beware, who hits me with the gamer move 5 Nights, but also goes down one hit. But I have 5 turns before that 5 Nights hits me. After Beware, I run into a problem. Dusknoir. Dusknoir has the Uno Reverse type, which flips the type chart and makes super effective moves not very effective, and vice versa. So now I have a Pokemon that resists most of my moves, and I go down in 5 turns. I switch to Twilight, but she goes down in one hit, so I try the Moth. But as she goes in, 5 Nights takes effect and goes down. So I send Jack Frost, and Dusknoir takes the 5 Nights attack, but lives. Dusknoir gets off another 5 Nights, and I finally take him down with Magic Missile. Porygon Z comes out, but 5 Nights goes off, taking us both out. Her final Pokemon is Grimmsnarl, who also has the Uno Reverse type. Luckily, I find that the Vibe type is super effective, so Cersei is able to get us a win. After struggling with Phoebe, Larry was a nice chance to catch my breath, and he uses the Boring type, which is weak to magic. Larry's entire team falls to Ember using Magic Missile, so unfortunately, there's not much to say here. After Larry, we reach the 4th Elite Four member, who is a sussy individual. The sussy Baka uses the Sus type and opens with an Imposter Ditto. The Ditto turns into Cersei, and this is where I learned that Cersei is weak to gender, so after a dazzling gleam, Ditto falls. Next is what I thought was an Among Us. Turns out it was a Zoroark and goes down to a Mystical Fire. The real Among Us comes out, and after taking out Ember, gets switched with Mimikyu. Mimikyu gets taken out by Magic Missile, and next is Licky Licky, who vents at the beginning of the fight. I decided to use an X special attack to increase my chances of taking out Licky Licky, which does work, and Amoonguss comes out, and the same story happens to him. With the Elite Four defeated, I only have one challenge left before I can claim victory. The champion, Wallace. Wallace has a stacked team that is terrifying. He opens with Why Not, and at a first glance this kind of seems like a joke, until you look at his typing, Baby Uno Reverse. This means he's resistant to every type in the game. And with the move Babify, he can change my Pokemon to Baby type, therefore making it weak to every type. But I had a plan. I had taught the Moth Poison Powder with the plan to just stall out Why Not until it died. I then threw away this plan at about half health and started attacking. Luckily, nothing bad happened and Why Not went down. Wallace's next Pokemon is Shedinja, which is the Sands type, which means it's immune to most types in the game. Once again, I had planned for this and taught Ember Shadow Ball to take it out. Wallace then sends out Deoxys. Yeah, we're really ramping up the fight now. Deoxys is the Space and Crab type, so my hope was to use Ember or Jack Frost to hit it with something super effective. Deoxys instantly takes out Ember, so I send in Jack Frost, and Jack Frost is able to give it Frostbite and get it pretty low before faint. Wallace heals Deoxys, and Nimi is able to take it out. Next is Savali, who is the Emerald type and the Type type. The Emerald type is super effective against everything, and the type will double any type interaction in the game. Savali is a terrifying monster, so I basically just have to pray that it doesn't take out my entire team too quickly. Savali opens with a multi-attack, which of course is super effective, dealing 1 damage. So here's the funny thing about Savali. It does so much damage that the game can't really calculate it, and so it deals 1 damage per Pokemon instead. Savali being so strong has turned it into not being a problem. Wallace's next Pokemon is Metagross, who is the Steel, Space, and Guise type. Metagross takes out Venomoth, and Cersei is able to take it out with an Uplift. I'm right at the end, and Wallace sends out his final Pokemon, Latias. Latias is the OU type, which stands for Overused as in competitive Pokemon overused. Laios instantly takes out Cersei, so Twilight comes out. With a calm mind, Laios is now even stronger and bulkier. I try a magic missile, which gets her to about half health, and then she one-shots Twilight. Nimby is brought out and sacked so I can revive Ember. This is the point where I think the run is over. Laios has boosted special attack and defense and seems to be able to one-shot anything I have. Ember comes out and takes the Thunderbolt from Laios, living on 5 HP. I fully heal Ember, and one magic missile later, I have finally claimed victory over Wallace, becoming the champion. Thank you all one last time for watching this series. I never thought I would get really past 100 views, but to see some of the videos go almost 200 is crazy. So I really want to continue doing this. I plan on either doing Ephemerald or Hollow Ground next with the model type challenge. I'm not sure yet, but I'll be doing it all live at twitch.tv/JoeTheMo. And if you did enjoy, please do subscribe. Thank you all so much again. Bye-bye.